Hi there, this is David, and welcome to the top 10 best, most cozy JRPGs. We all know that modern life is pretty stressful, and many people, including myself, do not need the added pressure and concerns of fictional game worlds weighing them down. This is why these cozy RPGs are just so great. They allow you to relax and unwind after a stressful day of work or school. They're not going to cause any anxiety, stress, or adrenaline to pump. Instead, they're going to be therapeutic, comforting, and incredibly wholesome, relaxing distractions from everyday life. So, if you're like me and need some time away to curl up with a good game, look no further than this. Number 10, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Released for the PS1, Sega CD, Saturn, Game Boy Advance, and PSP. There are traditional turn-based JRPGs with voice acting, gorgeous world maps, strategic battle systems, fun, lively characters, a riveting storyline, and plot twists galore. And then there's Lunar! It does all this, but even better than the rest. Evoking a simpler time, this tells the story of a young boy and his girlfriend as they go out into the world on a quest to become the Dragon Master. This traditional turn-based RPG with a relaxing tactical combat system is some of the most fun that you'll have in gaming. And they have that quintessential Working Designs humor that I love so much. Taking place in the world of Lunar, which is essentially the moon, this is chock full of memorable characters, classic 2D graphics, and plenty of animated cutscenes. If you're a fan of RPGs of days past and you need something to lose yourself in, look no further than this. Number 9, Thousand Arms, released for the PlayStation. Whenever I first heard about this game, I didn't think that I would like it, since I've heard it's much more of a dating sim than a traditional RPG, but that's not the case at all. I think that the magazines back then were just hyping that feature up to sell to some horny teenage boys. Not only is this definitely one of the best traditional RPGs on the system, but it's also a complete world of its own. Get to know your dates, the townsfolk, and the characters in this fantasy setting. Each date plays out differently, and oftentimes hysterically, depending on what options that you choose, and it fully embraces its absurdity. The cartoony character designs are well done, and the voice acting is hysterical, and all the unique locations that you visit gives it an otherworldly charm. The one-on-one battles are simplistic and charming in their own right, especially because every single monster is just so lovingly designed. You can totally fall in love with this one. Number 8, Dragon Quest Treasures, released for the Switch. It's no secret that Dragon Quest is my favorite series, and while I would classify pretty much all of them as cozy, I feel like this one especially is. What originally began as a monsters game has really now evolved into its own thing. Instead of the focus being on defeating some big baddie or getting the most kick-ass team, the focus is instead on just gathering as much treasure as you possibly can. I mean, you don't really even have to participate in the battles themselves if you don't want to. You mainly focus on the exploration, where your team of monsters goes all out and does the fighting for you. This is an open-ended adventure where you can utilize your monster abilities to explore everywhere in this open-ended, non-linear action RPG. Just take your time, digging up as much treasure as you can, and building up your base just the way you like it. Number 7, Octopath Traveler, released for the Switch, Xbox, and PC. Here's a game that needs no introduction, and honestly, what's better than one RPG? 8 RPGs. Here you can choose to follow the paths of 8 separate heroes, each complete with their own powers and storylines, set in a gorgeous HD 2D environment with turn-based battles. The world is open, and you can explore it at your leisure, recruiting whichever characters you would like, and going to wherever you want in whatever order you would like. Each town and area is wholly unique, very inviting, and just draws you into its vast world. The graphics are stunning, and it showcases to the world that old school gaming is not dead. It can thrive and flourish in the modern age. So, with the sequel right around the corner, now is the time to curl up with this cozy one. Number 6, Atelier Ryza, released for the PS4, Switch, and PC. What an absolute pleasant surprise this game was. Featuring wonderful characters, great, albeit Japanese, voice acting, beautiful, lush areas to explore, along with fun stories, I can't get enough of this. Whenever I play an RPG, I like to sit back, relax, and immerse myself in the experience, not be stressed out and worry about arbitrary time limits, and that's why Ryza is so great. It got rid of all the stressful elements that plagued many of the other games on the PS3, and it turned itself into a truly relaxing experience. Taking place on a small, tranquil island off the coast of the mainland, and telling the story of a group of teenagers rebelling against their parents and wanting to get away from the doldrums of their everyday life, this game is like a good book. You can just curl up with it and get lost. Number 5. Guardians Crusade, released for the PlayStation. I remember being super hyped for this after reading multiple magazine articles and reviews for this whenever it first came out. And while the reviewers were all like, gross, this is a dumb kiddie game, I was like, hell yeah, this is a really cute RPG. I guess I don't really understand people who write games off as juvenile just because it has a certain graphical style. A good game is a good game no matter what it looks like. And if you're looking for a cozy game with a similar vibe to something like Earthbound, look no further. With a completely seamless world map, it's all on the same scale, and it's a breath of fresh air. With turn-based combat where you only control the knight and the baby, it's simple, but with added mechanics like the pet system and the living toys, it can get to be much more than it looks like on the surface. Number 4. Moon Remix RPG Adventure, released for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. This is a strange one, but a good one, and a game that you can lose yourself in, exploring the world, getting to know its inhabitants, wandering the towns, seeing the sights, and not really having to worry about enemies. You don't fight here. Instead, your mission is to spread the love, as people here lack love, and it's up to you to gather it by helping out the townsfolk, exploring and opening up new areas, completing side quests, going on deliveries, and handing out gifts. When the hero fights and kills monsters, you show those monsters love by reuniting their souls with their bodies. And each NPC has their own unique schedule as well, kinda similar to Radiata stories, and it's up to you to use your time wisely to figure out all the people's daily habits and schedules in order to best increase the amount of love that you can procure into the world. There's no limits, and you can rest all you like as you share all that love in this cozy offering from Love to Lick. Number 3. The Cruel King and the Great Hero, released for the Switch and PS4. You know that feeling whenever you get with the curl up with a good book on a rainy day, sitting in a comfortable chair, and just getting absorbed into your own little world? That's the feeling that this storybook RPG evokes. Filled with cute characters and a fairy tale-esque storyline and beautiful, peaceful graphics, this is a hidden gem that's really quite charming, adorable, and a ton of fun. You explore in a side-scrolling manner, almost like Child of Light, yet you participate in random turn-based Paper Mario-type battles, complete with partners. In fact, the entire game has a very Thousand-Year Door meets Grimm's fairy tales feel to it, so I definitely think that this fits that cozy theme to a T. Number 2. Harvestella, released for the Switch and PC. Whenever I first heard about this game, I thought to myself that it was just going to be another Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, or Rune Factory clone. But I'm here to tell you that it's really something different and special. With farming and sim elements, a time system for your NPCs, and playing much more like Secret of Mana, rather than anything resembling a farm sim, this is a keeper. All of those sim elements and crafting are definitely there, but it's not the main focus. Instead, the real focus is on exploring beautiful, seasonally themed environments, getting to know all the quirky inhabitants of the world, and experimenting with all the different jobs available to you. This beautiful game tells a captivating tale of love and loss, and it's not something that you'll soon forget. Wrap yourself up with this on a cold winter's night. Number 1. Stardew Valley, released for the PS4, Xbox, Switch, mobile, and PC. One of the best things about video games is their variety. It is the spice of life after all. And this one has that variety in spades, just set in a small, peaceful environment and going at a slower pace, with a focus on relaxation. This is a comfort gaming experience through and through. Stardew's simplistic but creative design gives you the freedom to do what you want, when you want. Whether that's getting to know the townsfolk, exploring the different regions, or tending to your farm, it is all completely up to you. If you want a bit of excitement, you can navigate the caves and have a little bit of light combat, but it's never anything stressful. there's really no true endpoints or goals to accomplish either, so you can just really go at your own pace as you build up your farm from the ground up, meet your potential life partners, and get to know this relaxing and inviting world. Well, that's it for my top 10 most cozy JRPGs. What RPGs do you think are the most relaxing? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and what I do on the channel, please consider following me over on Twitter, supporting me on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for some streaming fun, or coming on over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.